Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of World War II firearms and, more specifically, the handguns of the era. The Second World War was a time of immense global conflict, and with that conflict came rapid advancements in technology, particularly in the realm of weaponry. While rifles and machine guns often dominate discussions of World War II arms, handguns played a crucial role in the conflict, serving as a close-quarters last resort for frontline soldiers, a primary weapon for support personnel, and a symbol of authority for officers. We'll be exploring 10 iconic handguns that played crucial roles during the war. From the battlefields of Europe to the jungles of the Pacific, these handguns left their mark on history. Each weapon has its own unique story to tell, a tale interwoven with the experiences of the soldiers who carried them. We'll delve into the design and development of each pistol, examining the thought processes behind their creation and the challenges their designers sought to overcome. Stay tuned for detailed summaries, images, and origins of these historic weapons. We'll explore the defining characteristics of each firearm, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses and their impact on the global conflict. Join me as we journey back in time to explore these fascinating pieces of history, understanding their significance and appreciating the craftsmanship that went into their creation. First on our list is a true icon of American firearms, the Colt M1911. Adopted by the United States Army in, as its name suggests, 1911, the M1911 served with distinction in both World Wars, Korea and Vietnam, only finally being phased out of US service in the 1980s. John Browning's masterpiece, the M1911 is a single-action, semi-automatic, magazine-fed, recoil-operated pistol chambered for the powerful .45 ACP cartridge. The M1911 earned a reputation for its reliability, stopping power, and ergonomics. American soldiers and their allies carried these pistols through the trenches of Europe and the beaches of the Pacific, and the gun became a symbol of American military might. Its design proved so effective that it has been copied by countless manufacturers worldwide and continues to be popular with civilian shooters even today. Interestingly enough, the .45 ACP cartridge was developed alongside the M1911 pistol itself. John Browning had actually been experimenting with large-caliber semi-automatic pistol designs for some time, with earlier prototypes being chambered in calibers as large as .41 caliber. The US Army, however, was looking for a powerful new handgun cartridge for use in the ongoing Philippine-American War, as the .38 long Colt used in their revolvers at the time was proving inadequate against determined Moro Juramentados. The .45 ACP round that Browning ultimately settled on was a compromise in diameter and weight, intended to provide a large, heavy bullet with a relatively low velocity. This was a significant departure from the smaller, lighter and faster bullets in vogue at the time, but it proved to be incredibly effective in combat. The heavy .45 ACP bullet was slow, but delivered tremendous energy on target, creating large wounds and generally proving quite capable of stopping enemy combatants. Over 4 million EM1911 and M1911A1 pistols were produced during World War II alone, a testament to the gun's effectiveness and popularity. Its legacy extends far beyond the battlefields of the Second World War, solidifying its place as a legendary firearm and a cornerstone of 20th century military history. Next, we come to the Walther P38, a pistol that was intended to replace the aging Luger P08 as the standard service pistol of the German Army. While the Luger had served Germany well for decades, it was expensive to manufacture and somewhat prone to malfunctioning in the harsh conditions of the Eastern Front. The Walther P38, on the other hand, was designed to be simpler, more reliable and more cost-effective to produce. It was also one of the first pistols to feature a double-action/single-action trigger mechanism, which allowed for a safer carry with a round in the chamber while still providing a light, crisp trigger pull for accurate shooting. The P38 was designed by Fritz Walther, and it quickly gained a reputation for its accuracy, reliability, and relatively lightweight. It was adopted by the Wehrmacht in 1938, but due to the immense wartime needs of the German military, full-scale production didn't begin until 1940. Even then, there were never quite enough P-38s to fully replace the Luger, and both pistols were used by German forces throughout the war. The Walther P-38 was chambered for the 9x19 mm parabellum cartridge, which remains one of the most popular handgun cartridges in the world today. The 9mm parabellum offered a good balance of power and controllability, making it well suited for use in a military sidearm. Although intended to replace the Luger, the P-38 actually shared some design features with its predecessor. Both pistols utilize a short recoil, operated locked breech design, but the P-38 replaced the Luger's toggle lock mechanism with a more conventional pivoting locking block. This simplification of the action made the P-38 less expensive to produce and less susceptible to malfunctioning due to dirt or grime. After the war, the P-38 continued to see service with the West German Bundeswehr and police forces around the world. Its design has influenced numerous other handguns, and it remains a popular choice for collectors and shooters to this day. Many would argue that the Walther P-38's most lasting legacy is its double-action/single-action trigger mechanism, which has become a standard feature on many modern handguns. No discussion of World War II handguns would be complete without mentioning the Luger P-08, perhaps the most instantly recognizable pistol in the world. Developed in 1898 and adopted by the German Navy in 1904 and the German Army in 1908, the Luger served as the standard German service pistol for over 3 decades. While its design was somewhat complicated and it had a reputation for being more sensitive to dirt and grime than some of its contemporaries, the Luger was nonetheless an accurate and well-respected handgun. The Luger was designed by Georg Luger, and it is easily distinguished by its distinctive toggle lock action. This unusual mechanism, which uses a system of levers and joints rather than a more conventional slide, gives the Luger a unique profile and makes it a favorite among collectors. The toggle lock mechanism also contributes to the Luger's reputation for accuracy, as it is believed to provide a very consistent lockup and barrel alignment. Like the Walther P-38, the Luger was chambered for the 9x19 mm parabellum cartridge. It was fed from a detachable box magazine, which was a relatively advanced feature for the time. The Luger was also one of the first handguns to feature a grip safety, which helped to prevent accidental discharges. Despite its age and complexity, the Luger remained in production throughout World War II, albeit in ever-dwindling numbers as the war progressed. The P-38 was intended to replace the Luger, but wartime production simply couldn't keep up with demand. As a result, both pistols were used by German forces throughout the war, with the Luger being particularly favored by officers and elite units. After World War II, the Luger continued to be manufactured in limited numbers, and it has remained a popular collector's item ever since. Its distinctive design, historical significance, and association with pre-war German craftsmanship have made it an icon of the firearms world. Moving to the east, we come to the Tokarev TT-33, the standard service pistol of the Soviet Union during World War II. The TT-33 was designed by Fedor Tokarev, and it was intended to replace the aging Nagant M1895 revolver, which was still in widespread use by the Red Army at the outbreak of the war. The Tokarev was a simple, rugged and reliable pistol, well suited to the harsh conditions of the Eastern Front. The TT-33 was chambered for the 7.62x25 mm Tokarev cartridge, a powerful bottlenecked round that was based on the 7.63x25 mm Mauser cartridge, the 7.62x25 mm Tokarev was known for its high velocity and flat trajectory, and it was capable of penetrating light cover. One of the most interesting features of the TT-33 is its use of a hammer-fired, short recoil action with a tilting barrel. This system, which was inspired by the Browning M1911 pistol, allowed for a simpler and more compact design than the more complex operating mechanisms found in other pistols of the era. The TT-33 was produced in vast numbers during World War II, and it quickly became one of the most widely used pistols in the world. It was a reliable and effective weapon, well suited to the needs of the Red Army. After the war, the TT-33 continued to be manufactured in the Soviet Union and its allies, and it has been used in conflicts around the globe. Despite its age, The TT-33 remains in service with some military and police units around the world. Its simplicity, ruggedness, and low cost of production have made it a popular choice for countries looking for a reliable and affordable handgun. Next we have the Webley Mk4, a service pistol that embodies the British Empire's military prowess. While not as glamorous as some of its contemporaries, the Webley Mk4 was a reliable and hard-hitting handgun that served the British military faithfully through both world wars. It was a top-break revolver known for its robust construction, powerful cartridge, and distinctive appearance. The Webley Mk4 was chambered for the .455 Webley cartridge, a large bore-rimmed cartridge known for its stopping power. The .455 Webley was a formidable round, particularly in an era when most service pistols were chambered for smaller, less powerful cartridges. This made the Webley a popular choice for officers and soldiers alike, as it offered a reassuring advantage in close-quarters combat. The Webley's design was fairly conventional for a top-break revolver of its era. To reload, the user would release the barrel latch, allowing the barrel and cylinder to tip downwards, exposing the rear of the cylinder for reloading. Spent cartridges could then be ejected, fresh cartridges inserted, and the barrel closed to return the revolver to battery. This system, while relatively slow compared to the magazine-fed pistols being adopted by other nations, was nonetheless robust and reliable, and it contributed